Yeah, what's up? What's up, dudes? Blackouts! I finally got the blackouts in. And this is the blackout. This is the blackout for metal. And it is what it says it is. So anyway, I finally got, you know, I've been trying for like, since I did that last video to get this in the guitar, and I was going to put them in my Kramer because I wanted it with the whammy bar. But for a number of reasons, the Kramer had a different type of switch and a 2-knob configuration, actually a 3-knob volume, tone, and but the main thing is that the jack, they include this nice stereo Switchcraft jack, these killer pots. That are so much smoother than the pots that were in this import, that I was just like, you know what? I'm taking the path of least resistance, or I'm never going to get this fucking thing done. So, the only reason why I chose this one, because I just thought the black matched better. That was it. Figure with the ebony fingerboard and the black knobs and the black pickguard, the 2 black pickups would look awesome, and I think they do. So I've been trying to get here for weeks and weeks, and finally I was just like, you know, this weekend I'm freaking doing it. So what's so awesome about them is it comes with new pots. So these pots are so... I don't know if it's ramping up as much in the camera, because that camera has that fucking compressor I can't turn off. But I love this. I'm running Guitar Rig 5. I'm running the patch called Overstacked, patch number 56 in the new in GR5. I just loved how... this sounded. So this is the blackout in the rhythm position. This is the blackout for metal in the bridge position. It's a noticeably hotter pickup. I have the power boost engaged. Engage! And I am just loving these pickups. I finally got them in last night. I've been trying for weeks to, you know, the holidays and then family events and Pinewood Derby, which we totally kicked ass at. And last year we came in second in our den and fourth overall. It's just a local pack. So it's, I don't know, it's about 65, 70 cars, something like that. I think last year I thought they said we had 100 cars, but this year I think there was fewer. It looked like a little bit smaller crowd this year, about 65, 70 cars, and this year we came away with it all. Our first run was horrible, but the car just kept getting faster and faster, and it goes by average time. So by the time we got to the end, we were just smoking, and number one in the den, number one overall. My son couldn't believe it. Came home, you know, of course the den trophy's about this big, but the first prize trophy is like this frickin' big. Couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. And I told him, I said, well, you know, it's only going down from here. Said we've sort of peaked. So do I have to spend that many hours on it next year? But you know, we'll see. The competitive juices start flowing, and I'm like, I'm gonna polish those axles till they look fucking chrome, even though they're steel. And it really does make a difference. That's where it all lies. It all lies in polishing the axles and getting getting them as smooth and as straight as possible, and getting them in there just right without any, you know, sitting there with a friggin' with like a punch, right? Like I have a set of punches, and you get one that's flat, and you give it a little tap, make sure that axle's in there nice and straight, and then you just put a shitload of graphite in it and go. Like I said, the first run we had a terrible time. It was like 3.228 or something like that, and then it was like, you know, 3.117, and then 3.100. It just kept getting faster. Towards the end, we were 3.045. I mean, that's incredibly big change from where we started and where we ended. But not to get too caught on the Pinewood Derby, but I was pretty stoked because I put a lot of effort in that goddamn car. So anyway, Blackouts from Metal. The harmonics are so pronounced in these. Start greasing up the string. So tight, so punchy, you know. I'm getting a little punchy. It's late. What time is it? 1:15? 1:20, 1:23 a.m. But they sound really good. I mean, even this. I mean, they just sing, you know, they really do. Unfortunately, it's got a brand new set of strings on it because I just put the pickups in and I just strung it up, so I might have a little stretchy tuning problem. Not bad. Staying in pretty good tune, considering the strings are about 24 hours old. I think I finished this up right after SNL last night with Adam Levine. I wish he was singing. The rap acts, my eyes glaze over. You know, except for Snoop, who's fucking awesome. Sounding familiar. Rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Something like that. I'd have to listen to it again. The other thing is there's such low noise, you know, with all the interference I have down here. The active pickups are just incredibly low noise. So I do have it in the super boost mode. As Duncan will tell you, it's got two settings, loud and louder. And they're not shitting, because I do have that loudness on. Every time I say the word loudness, I have to... But I have that on. And you can put a little switch in and do a switch-o, but I think the next time I take the strings off, I'm going to pull it off and pull the pickup out and pull that off and check it out with it off for a while and see if I like that. Because I'm telling you right now, I can't get that clean. I'm having a trouble getting it clean. Of course, this one cleans up great. Sounds beautiful. Really nice. Very full without being harsh at all. It's a gorgeous sound to pick up clean. So when I get that off, I'll come back on here and I'll do a little bit more demoing of this with the with some lighter sounds instead of this real heavy stuff, because it's so funny, because when I plugged it into my board, you know, I had my Ibanez 31, the RG 3120 going, I had the Kramer going in there, and I had the trim pot set to, you know, so just below where it starts to turn red, you know, I have an overdrive light on it, and it lets me know when the circuit's overdriven. As soon as I plug this in, blah, totally red. I'm backing off. Nope, nope, no, no. I had to crank back like a quarter turn. I mean, the output on these things is just insane. And but I love the but I have it back, because if you don't, I mean, you're just overdriving the bus, and that's unwanted distortion. But you know, the frequency response and the tightness is just, it's incredible. I just, you know, remember we were talking about palm harmonics recently. They come out on this just incredible. The harmonics that these pickups can pull out are just amazing. And, you know, I got to give a massive shout out to my buddy Ryan, also known as Fluff. He has a couple of channels. One is it's like Beards, Riffs and Gear, Gear and Riffs, Beards and Gear, something like that. Take the word riffs, beards, and gear, and it's one permutation of those three words. And there's a link to his channel on my channel, so make it easy for you to find it. And he has another channel called Red Door Audio, and they have a show called Gear Addicts, which is a lot of fun. I like to check that out when they upload a new episode. So I recommend you check those. Jason Burns and Ryan Fluff. I think he, you know, those guys, they got their shit together when it comes to awesome gear. And it was Ryan that hooked me up with the guys over at Duncan, who hooked me up with these pickups to check out, and, you know, they're stunningly fucking awesome. I'm like, I could not be happier with the way they sound. I just think they sound freaking killer. And you know, they don't make a neck pickup for the Blackouts for metal. So this is the Blackout, and that's the Blackout for metal. But I think when I pull it off, it's still not quite a Blackout, right? It's still Blackout for metal. It's just that it's at the regular and not the super overdrive setting. But I tell you, this super overdrive setting, they're not shitting. You know, I thought the Invader was hot, but I would say that this one-ups even the Invader for overall hotness, you know. That's about halfway up on the volume part. Hear those like harmonics like coming in and out, you know? I mean, they're really awesome. It's like breathed all new life into this import. And I don't know if they'll stay in here, but you know, certainly they've improved the sound of this guitar by like 1,000-fold. So I guess my point is that if you're a metal guy and you have, you know, a cheap import, if you've got, you know, a guitar that, I don't know, is under $500, you know, or under $600, and it's got just regular stock pickups in it, and you really want, you know, a killer metal sound, these Blackouts are just awesome. And the Blackout from Metal is really good. I'm telling you right now, I couldn't get this Blackout from Metal very clean. It's just so freaking hot. I kept turning even the volume pot down, and I couldn't get it clean. You know, so it's got such an incredible output that I don't know that, you know, it's even going to get clean without me opening it up and pulling that little jumper off, that overdrive jumper, and getting it back down to standard levels, which is still pretty damn hot, but it will probably balance them out a little bit more. And if you're really tricky, you know, you're really clever, you just put a little two-way toggle in, an on toggle, and then just don't wire up one of the on sides. So one side's on and it connects the two, and then the other side is off because it's connected to nothing. And because when the jumper isn't jumped, it's not in the high mode, it's in regular. So you could use it as a boost. You know, you'd be playing your riffs. When you go to your solo, you can click that on, and especially if you're using a tube amp, you know, where you're overdriving that input channel, you're overdriving those 12AX7s, you're gonna get a boost, right? You are absolutely gonna get a boost from that, because now you're overdriving them even more. Now it's just it's just a total beat down. So man, I'm all excited about it. Little switch from minor to major right there. Unintentionally. But I just think for those metal harmonics and, you know, getting that sort of that greased up thumb where you're almost constantly hitting the side of your thumb a little bit. Funny, so when I was playing with John, someone said it sounded like Barney Miller, you know, but I think that's something like that. I used to know that a little bit years ago. That's such a ballsy, it's probably one of my favorite theme songs, you know. That and the Munsters. If I could remember it. anyway, I love these pots. You know, that's one cool thing, that when you get active pickups, they give you all the pots. You know, nice Switchcraft jack, and these pots are just so much nicer than the other ones. They're so smooth. You know, they're like frictionless practically. I love it. It's like such an improvement. So like I said, if you've got an Agile, or you know, even an Epiphone, or you know, something that has, you know, a generic pickup in it, put it, and you really want that metal sound, I'm telling you, these Blackouts, you know, again, that's halfway up. There it is, all the way up. One thing about Crew is, a lot of times they tune a whole step down. I know a lot of people, I'm actually tuned to standard E, A440, but they tune down to G for the A string, a whole step down, and sometimes they'll even go a little bit more, like C sharp on the low E. Is it that low? Yeah, right, because yeah, it's a minor third down from E. Anyway, that's it. Blackouts from metal. Totally rock. Can't recommend them enough. Think they're awesome. Again, they're super hot. You're not going to be playing too many ballads with this back pickup, especially in the high mode. I'll come back on here when I change my strings. I get this back off again, and I'll pull the jumper off, and we can check it out with the jumper off and see if we hear a difference. I've heard just from the forums I've read online, it's a difference, but not a huge difference. So they're probably still going to be pretty damn hot, even with that thing off. But it might be just enough of a, you know, a back off where now I can get a clean tone out of it. Because I'm telling you, I was struggling. Struggling. Few of you get that reference. I could care less that the team is struggling. And we'll check them out again. Probably a bunch of times, because I am freaking in love with them. So, anyway, Blackouts, metal, and rock on.